What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Mike, full-time Amazon media seller, selling the books, the CDs, the DVDs over on Amazon. Today's video is an update to our previous Go2Lister listing software walkthrough. Since then, Amazon has completely changed how you actually can use the softwares to list your items and send them into Amazon. So this is an update video. If you're brand new, you can kind of disregard this old way of doing things. I have an older video. That one no longer exists. So today is going to be the new way to do it. The way I figured out is the best way to kind of be efficient with your time and kind of make this as painless as it possibly can be. Now, if you have been doing this and now you're doing this for the first time in the new way, there is a lot of differences and changes that have come along. Some of them not so great, but we can't control that, right? The softwares can't control what Amazon allows them to do within their platform and their API. So we're going to jump into it, but the first thing we need to talk about, if you're brand new, you need to know this. Your box. Low, small, 16 by 12 by 12. Can't be bigger than 24 inches on any single side. And also for Amazon, it can't weigh more than 50 pounds. Today, we got a box full of DVDs. You usually can fit about 84 DVDs in a box. And they usually weigh around like 22 to 24 pounds depending on what you got. So I know for a fact this is not gonna be over 50 pounds. And benefit to do this one box at a time is going to be a lot easier, especially with the new workflow. You kind of can keep everything in the same box. You know it's going back in there. So the first thing I do always is I fill up my box so I can't fit any more product, and then we kind of get into the next step. So we got our box. Now we need to cover the settings. We're going to swing over to the computer. Let's go. All right, we are at the dashboard of Go2Lister here. And before we go any further, I forgot to mention, if you're interested in making money selling media on Amazon, join the YouTube channel, $2.99 a month. We got weekly live calls. Also, you get a Go2Lister exclusive discount. You also get a 30-day free trial of Go2Lister, so you can try it. And if you think it sucks, which you won't, you can cancel, no obligation, not taking no money out of your bank account for 30 days. So that's down in the description below. But we have to go over settings. I covered this in my original one. We want to cover it again. Item conditions. You're going to have your address filled in there. We got item conditions. I only have a few of them here, right? I got 4 different item conditions. We're selling all used media as used good. Same condition note. If it's a DVD, disc is in working order, comes in original packaging. If it's a book, solid copy with some shelfware and or marking scattered throughout. Brand new for brand new items. Tested and complete in original packaging. That is for video games. Rarely come across those, but I do have that in there. As you can see, nothing fancy within the condition notes. You don't need to do anything fancy. I promise you it's a waste of time. I got 100% feedback. I've been selling on Amazon forever, it feels like. So those are the only condition notes I have. You can select the default one. I just leave it as I go. We'll change it and you'll see that. SKUs, you want to set up a custom SKU, whatever works best for you. I like having the source, the list date, random number, and the sales rank. I want to see what the sales rank is when I listed it, what day I listed it, so I know how long the item took to sell. But there's tons. You can have up to 6 different tags here, and if you go in, you can see all the different ones as well. Sources and listers, you can have your sources, you can have listers. Unfortunately, the listers consist of one person, that's just myself, so it just has my own name. So maybe if you're somebody, or it's funny, they even have Avery and Dom, maybe you can pay Avery to list for you. But yeah, that's pricing rules. Price rule, smart pricing. It's just built in. It's great for beginners. It's going to price your items up if it's a faster moving item, so you're actually going to get more money for your items using smart pricing. Swear by it, use smart pricing. Indicators, you can have this set up where it scans like red or green. Somebody that isn't using scouting software, maybe you're just scanning everything into Go2Lister, you can have it built up so you can see if it's green or yellow or red. Printer settings. You want to have your printer set up as well. I got my Dymo set up as well. By the time this comes out, we actually just gave away a Dymo 4XL for people that actually signed up for Go2Lister in January. So that was pretty cool to do. So these are your actual settings. Now we have to go in and create a batch. So now we're going to go in here. We're doing FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. Batch name don't matter. We're doing DVDs, so we're going to do all DVDs. Pricing rules, smart pricing. Listed by only me. This is where your address is going to be. Who labels your products? You are labeling your own products. You're packing individual units. You're going to use Go2Lister to provide the box contents. And you want to use new batch flow. You used to be able to use the old one, but not no more. That's the whole purpose of this video. So now we are going to hit create batch. Okay, so there's a few things we got to fill out before we can start scanning items in. So you got your conditions here. You can hit more if you want to do collectible. Don't do collectible. Always use one of these main ones. You got your quantity, your source, your buy cost. My average buy cost is right around $1. You don't have to be exact with this, but it is good to know how much on average you're paying for most items. DVDs, sometimes I get them for a quarter. Sometimes I'm paying $2. Sometimes I'm paying $3. It all kind of winds up being around $1. Since we're doing DVDs, we do have new ones in there, but we're going to scan the used ones first because I know they're on top. We want to have that set up. This is in working order, comes in original packaging. Now you are literally just going to scan the DVDs, right? So I have my Bluetooth e-yo-yo ring scanner here connected to the computer, and I'm just going to do a few examples real quick. So previously, as you scan your DVDs, the label would print out automatically. So it would call on Amazon's API immediately, and it would print a label immediately. So you could label as you go. Now, since Amazon's changed its API, there is no labeling in this step. So you are literally gonna list everything, and then when we get to the box contents, that's when we'll be able to actually print the label. So you're just gonna, scan in your stuff. All I'm doing is just scanning the barcode on the DVDs. Now, if there is an error with a DVD, maybe we will keep going until we get an error. That'll be the call that we have something going on. It'll actually pop up if one of these is an error. Like maybe the barcode's covered or the barcode's no good. And you see here, it's pricing everything as you go. It's filling in all your information. My luck, there won't be a single one that's an error in this whole batch, but that's fine because then we can just have all these done ready to go. And you can scan as fast as you want. Don't slow down for nothing or nobody. You don't want to be taking forever. So we got an error. Click to resolve error items. This happens from time to time. So, all right. Once upon a time, 6th season. Where are we at? DVD. So there's multiple listings. Now, a reason Amazon is trying to update their API is so that they can clean up these listings, because you see here we have two different listings. We got one that's ranked 22,000. It's actually categorized as movies and TV, which is correct. But then we also have somebody that created a listing. Maybe they were restricted in this, and they categorized it as books. It's a different ISBN, ASIN. If you ever run into this case, even if it's the same category, you always want to go with the one that is the faster moving, so the lower rank. So all of your errors are going to pop up while you do this in real time. So that makes it beneficial for when we get to the next step. We're just going to hit select there, and then it'll automatically add that. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to get our box listed, and then we're going to get on to the next step. So I'll see you guys in for you, it'll be like 3 seconds, but for me, it'll probably be like 5 minutes. See ya. All right, so we went through, we listed everything. We got 84 DVDs going out. Now we have to hit send batch. So we don't do any labeling in this step. Now we want to hit send batch over here on the computer. So this is the frustrating part of this whole process. You see here it says contacting Amazon to confirm your listings are finished being created. This may take 15 minutes or up to an hour. Once your listings are confirmed, you will automatically be taken to the next page. So you leave this page open. Don't close this page, do anything. So what are you going to do? Are you going to sit here and twiddle your thumbs? Are you going to go, I don't know, make a sandwich for yourself, pet your cats if you got them? Now, for me, I do all of my listing on one day. So I have more inventory that needs to be listed. So the smart thing to do here is to open another tab, create a new box, get that box going, get everything situated with that box, and then come back and hopefully this will be done in time. In my experience, I've done a few boxes this way. It usually takes about 10 to 20 minutes, give or take, depending on the day. As Amazon continues to develop this API and the softwares continue to give feedback, hopefully this speeds up. But for the time being, it's not that big of a deal if you have more items to list. And even if you don't, just leave your computer screen up. So we're kind of just going to sit here for 20 minutes and do nothing. No, I'm kidding. We're going to cut this scene. Once it gets back, I'll show you guys the next step. So hopefully this takes, not as long, but either way, we're going to finish this whole process start to finish. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes. All right, so Amazon accepted our items, but you see here we have an error. So this item, for some reason, Amazon doesn't want you sending it right now. So this could be, maybe there's something wrong with the listing. Maybe it's listed in the wrong category. Maybe it's one of the listings they plan on purging. So how can we fix this? Now, maybe when you do this, you have a bunch of errors, right? So we only have one here. Maybe you have 20 that show up. You can hit restore and then send it again. So we need to delete this one. So what you're going to do here, you're going to copy the SKU, all right? Copy. You're going to paste it down here, search for it. So they don't want us sending Celtic Thunder, and it looks like it's exactly that reason. The rank is 1 million, which probably means it's categorized as a book for whatever reason. This is a used one, so let's find this here. My luck, it's probably way on the bottom somewhere, where I just won't be able to find it in a reasonable amount of time. Got it. So we're getting rid of this DVD from our actual batch here. So we're going to hit restore, right? We want to restore the batch. And now we want to delete this. Delete it. Now, if you had a bunch of errors, you could literally just send the batch again. And usually, in my experience, it'll decrease the amount of errors that you're going to have. So you can try resubmit and see if they take your one. For me, I just want to get this out the door. So I'll put that down in the bad boy, bad girl pile. We're going to hit send batch again. So now we are back into the waiting cycle. It's not going to take as long because we've already sent them all over. Amazon's confirmed the other one. So once it does accept our shipment, we'll hop back over here and do the next step and complete this box and be done with this. All right, we are at the box content page. It accepted our shipment. So this is where you are actually going to label your items. So the crappy part they say about this is that you have to scan it to get your barcode, right? So you scan everything again, get your barcode, so you can literally scan these and get them all in order and label them as you go, or at least have them in order. Or you can live life on the wild side like I like to do, and we can literally, we're gonna delete this one, and it's all going right back in the same box, right? So we're gonna hit add all to box 1. So what happens when you do that? You're going to get all of your labels printed. Now, some would say it's beneficial to have them all printed at once. Others would say not so much. For me, I know it's all going back in the box. I don't feel like scanning everything again, right? Because my argument is, well, if I'm touching it to print the labels, then I got to touch it again to put the label on the item. These might not be in order, but I'm still only touching the items one more time. I know, it's like over-analyzing, overthinking little things like this. But as you continue to scale your business, you don't want to be touching the same DVD, Blu-ray, CD, book 10 times while you're listening it. So if it's going to print all 83 labels, probably might be able to hear my dymo going. But we already got a pretty long trail coming from all the way across the room here. So I am going to get these labeled. Then we are going to continue on to box info. I will see you guys in 2 seconds. All right, so we labeled all of our DVDs. Now all we're going to hit here is continue to box info. It's going to ask for the weight and dimensions. We already weighed ours. You always have to round up. So ours is like 18 pounds, 10 ounces. You always round up to the next pound. So 19 pounds. Make sure you actually put this in correctly, 16 by 12 by 12. So this is going to submit your actual box information, contacting Amazon to retrieve your placement and shipping options. Yet again, we are stuck waiting on the API to give us our option. So see you guys in another 2 seconds. All right, so now Amazon actually gives you the option to choose where you would like to send your items. Why they have this, I have no idea. The only thing I can think of is that maybe if something's closer to you, then maybe you pay a little bit more. So you see here, there's a pretty big difference. $31 for door number 3, $41 for door number 2, and then $21 for door number 1. I'm always going the cheapest way, you all know that. So if you click on it, it actually shows you where it's going to, right? So I'm in central Pennsylvania, so it's going right here in central Pennsylvania, which is a benefit to me. I don't have to pay a lot. This is actually real close to my storage unit. Like I could walk there from my storage unit. So this is what we're rolling with. You're just going to accept the charges here. It's going to take you to the next page. It's thinking. Amazon's taking the money from your Amazon balance right away. So the little rats in the wheel are in there saying, all right, give me your $21. Now we're good to go. Just going to generate your shipping and box label, and that is everything to the new API. So yes, it does slow you down, but that's on Amazon's back end, and this is something brand new. So hopefully in the future, it will be a little bit quicker. The errors aren't that big of a deal. I've seen a lot of people out there getting frustrated. Like I said, you can just resubmit the batch. It decreases the errors. And then if you have one, you can just take it out and kind of move on to the next one. That's the benefit of doing the one box at a time method. So even if you wanted to, you could take out that one and add another one and resubmit that batch, and you could literally still keep a full box. Me, it's just one gone. It's just going to go in the next box anyway. So as always, I appreciate you watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more book videos. Bye-bye.